Good evening. I'd like to welcome you to the June 7th meeting of the Marshfield Conservation Commission. In the absence of the chair, I'd like to make a motion as vice chair, Bert O'Donnell, to assume the duties of the chair. Do I get a second?
I will second that.
Second by Joe. All in favor?
Aye.
So once again, welcome to the meeting. This is a hybrid meeting. People can participate electronically, but in the event of a failure, the meeting will continue. We have a full quorum here in the room. First business item is B2 Brooks Tilden bench. I see Ned Banks, the Recreational Trails Committee.
Yes, yeah. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Ned Banks, Vice Chair of the Recreation Trails Committee. And we've come in here tonight about a bench and to replace one bench with another bench. And we're seeking permission to install the bench, to swap out the bench, which is currently at the Brooks Tilden shipyard, which for those that aren't familiar, it's left right before the Union Street Bridge. There's a parking area there and a short trail, maybe half a mile, and then you see the bench. And there's a great view of the river. It's kind of quiet there. It's not a high traffic area. We've been working with a group from Pembroke, the Friends of Richard Sullivan, and you probably, if you read the handouts, then I won't go into it in detail, other than Rich was a friend, a husband, and a dad, and he passed away about a year ago. And they formed a group of friends for Richard Sullivan. They were looking to do a memorial bench for him. The family spent a lot of time on the North River, canoeing, kayaking, fishing, and back in the beginning of March, when they were looking to do something along the river, they called Marshfield Conservation. Liz took the message. She, like a good staff person, brought it down to me to hand it off and said, "Ned, it looks like it's trails and you can handle it." So since the beginning of March to date, we've been working with this group to identify locations and cost and the process. We're here tonight seeking approval, and then next, the 20th of June, we're on the docket for the select board to accept the gift. And last, things happen. Sometimes just being in the right place at the right time. Again, Liz did some digging and found out the history of the existing bench that's at the current location. And it's an amazing history with it. And I spoke with the watershed Friday afternoon, and then with Deb Lenahan, I emailed her, and then we spoke Sunday for quite a while. And the original bench was 1993, with the watershed working with Warren Harrington at the time to put it there. And there was a gentleman in Marshfield that donated the tree. They brought it out during the winter with a draft horse, so the old-fashioned way. And Bruce Lenahan carved it out, and they installed it. It's black locust. It's been there 30 years. It's kind of wearing the end of its lifespan. This group, the Friends of Richard Sullivan, would like to do a swap out. And they would use the frames that you saw. It's all steel frames. They're looking to use pressure-treated wood on it and install it with footings so it doesn't go any place where it's not supposed to go. The value is around $1,500 for them to do this work. And the Trails Committee voted to support this site. We looked at 3 sites: Brooks Tilden, Cornhill Lane, and Couch. And we thought this would be the best location for this particular piece out of all three. And it'd be a swap out, one bench for another. So that brings us here tonight, and ready to receive any questions that you might have, and hopefully answer them. Thank you.
Any discussion on the question? I see none. I think actually, Ned, if this is a one-for-one replacement, you technically wouldn't even have to come to us. You know, I think that's what we decided a while ago.
Okay.
But I make a motion that we approve the replacement of the bench at the Brooks Tilden Conservation Area. Got a second? Second is Joe. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, Ned.
Super. Thanks very much, and we'll let you know when it's in. We'll send you some more pictures. Thank you. And thanks, Liz, for your help.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Next item is B3, 233 Foster Avenue, 2 additional piers to the deck. You give that, Rick?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody. So yes, if you remember this project, they're doing some renovations to the home. And after the approval, they're going through the structural process with the structural engineer. And they determined that 2 additional concrete piers are going to be needed under this building. To be required just for obviously structural support for the dwelling. They're doing like a 2nd-story addition on the house. So it wasn't something we had talked about at the meeting, but been made aware of this. This is a plan up on the screen. There's 2, they're in about the center of the building, 2 additional concrete piers that they're gonna have to get under the building and do some handwork, dig them out, and get them poured in there to pull this place up. So thought it'd be best just to come in and go review it and get approval for them to do these 2 piers. And that's pretty much it. No other changes with the structure or decks upstairs or anything like that.
Liz, did we have any comments on this?
No. Yeah, building,
Have you talked to building, Rick?
I have not.
you might want to talk to building on that one.
Okay.
In their files 2005, it appears that the current house complies with A03. And appears to be elevated 5 foot 3 inches above the highest adjacent grade, but this will need to be verified with the elevation certificate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's located within a barrier beach coastal wetland area, and the pre-existing non-conforming structure located in R3 district, which requires floodplain permit, CPA,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
And the architect has been given, with that side of things, floodplain permit and the building permit side of it, but, yeah. I just wanted to get this to the commission, I'm sure, I know all this is going to submit there, but I'll make sure that they work with the building department for the rest of the process.
Any discussion from the commission? Make a motion that we accept this as a de minimis change, subject to other departments' approval. Do I get a second?
Second.
Second, Susan, all in favor? Aye.
Excellent, thank you very much.
Acceptance B4, 12 Edward Road. Have we got somebody here to present that? It was Mr. Rhodes, is that correct, Liz?
Yes. I'm not
I
sure.
don't see anybody online either.
No.
Are you prepared to talk about it, or should we? Table it?
We can table it. I mean,
Yeah, make a motion to table 1200 Road, since there's nobody here to present. Can I get a second?
second.
Second. Ken? All in favor?
Aye.
You're here, so
Where are we?
we're at on B7, B6.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, B5.
I'm going to just take that one while I
Yeah.
get my stuff organized. Thank you.
Next item is B5, 70 Parker Street, Sullivan. Have we got somebody here to present that?
I can,
Yeah,
Read
this
our
is,
comments.
this is pretty minor, isn't it?
yeah. They want to switch the approved beach heather plantings for beach rose plantings. And the homeowner would also like to slightly modify the location of the plantings.
And that's acceptable to
Yeah.
everyone, Mike?
Yep, that's okay with us.
Any discussion from the commission? I see none. I'd like to make a motion to approve change in plantings and location at 70 Parker Street as a de minimis activity. Do I get a second?
Second.
Second is Joe. All in favor?
Hi.
Unanimous? And next one is 1173 Ferry Street. Forgive me if I mispronounce this. There's Engie generator relocation. Have we got anybody here on that one?
They're on.
Yes, I'm here, and it was close. It's Fusini, but no worries. Sorry, I am not in person. I'm not on camera, and I'm actually out of the house. But I go before the committee proposing a generator relocation. I have an open floodplain permit with the building department with Andrew Stewart, and I'm coming to the conservation committee to seek approval to relocate the generator shown in the pictures to the side of my house to 1 foot distance from the protected land in my backyard, and 2, create additional space for use in the backyard. So the plan is to relocate the generator, put the footings in on the existing platform, and then raise to the appropriate height given the floodplain that I am in. So I'm open to answer any questions, but a lot of the description is in the packet that I provided to the committee, but open to answer questions.
Thank you. I think comments from building were this is acceptable, correct, Liz?
Yes. Yep. It's okay.
Any discussion from the commission? I see none. I think this is I'd like to make a motion to approve 1173 Ferry Street generator relocation as a de minimis activity. Did I get a second on that?
Second.
Second is Craig. All in favor?
Aye.
And the last business item is B7, George Hollow Field Archaeological Dig. I see Mr. Finn here. Are you going to present that?
Yes, I don't know whether Craig Schuster has come online yet or not.
I'm on my bill.
Okay, great. Briefly, and I'll make this as brief as possible. This commission approved in December of this past year a project involving the rehabilitation of taxiways, air parking facilities for the airplanes, for the taxiway, and for the run-up area, and also the drainage at the site. That project was designated as being have to be done by a former superseding order of conditions by the DEP in 2013, I believe. And that was to be implemented once the money became available. So the money became available, we approved the project, you all approved the project in December of this year. But it never, during the process of approval, that I had to, I don't know whether you're aware of it, you may not be. The airport has archaeologic facilities on it, archaeologic resources that have been known at the airport, and we try to kind of keep it quiet, but if you go to the airport, there is a whole display of archaeologic artifacts that have been found at the airport. So this project went through the normal process, and it went to the Massachusetts Historical Commission. The Massachusetts Historical Commission decided that they wanted to do a bit of an investigation at the site where the construction is going to occur. The photograph I have given you is outlined in red. And you can see that the black-lined areas are the areas where the archaeological investigation will take place. And because of the sensitive nature of these kind of activities, I'm going to ask you if I can recollect those photographs after we finish this discussion. But in any event, what this is going to entail, and the reason it's before you is because it was never mentioned at all during the hearings on the project in December. So as an abundance of caution, we would bring this to your attention in case anything is found at the airport and it requires a more significant activity in the buffer zone. But as it's charged right now, as it's planned right now, it's an upcoming archaeologic survey for the apron, taxi lanes, and access road previously approved per the requirements of the Mass Historical Commission. They have procured the services of a cultural resources firm to conduct both reconnaissance and locational archaeologic surveys of the areas associated with the proposed ground disturbance that's already been approved by the commission. The areas that are shown in the black hatch area, the wetlands are shown in green and the buffer zones are shown in white. And no work will be completed within wetland areas. This is only going to be activity in the buffer zone. The first phase is a two-phase project. The first phase is a reconnaissance study which will include a series of up to 60 small diameter hand-dug holes, 1 to 3 inches in diameter. And the soils will be replaced within the holes after the review. The second phase of the intensive locational study will be targeted only for areas of potential archaeologic sensitivity identified in the first phase. So if they find nothing in the first phase, there's no phase 2. If found, the systematic surface testing will be conducted within the limited areas for up to 61 shovel pits placed in a 10-meter grid in potentially sensitive areas or targeted smaller locations. The shovel test pits would be 2 feet by 2 feet square in plan view and would be hand dug by a shovel trowel 10 centimeters in depth at a time until the sea soil horizon has reached. The soil will be replaced once the analysis is complete. The second phase may not be even needed if nothing is found in the first phase. So that's the program. We would suggest that, or I suggest that we approve this program under a de minimis determination. And then, if anything goes further, then we might take a look at what needs to be done on further time. And I don't know if, Greg, you have anything you'd like to add to that?
No, Bill, you explained it very well.
So, does the board have any questions?
Any discussion among the commission? I'd like to make a motion to consider the archaeological dig as part of the airport NOI to be a de minimis activity added to the NOI. Do I get a second? Second. Second is Joe. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
And I'd like to make a motion to turn the duties of the chair back to Chair Hanford. Do I get a second?
Second.
Second, Joe, all in favor?
Aye. Okay, our first hearing is 506 Highland Street. In compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 294, Wetlands Protection, a public hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation Commission on Wednesday, June 7th, 2023, to consider the request for determination of applicability filed by Edwin Marr. And the hearing officer is Commissioner Dodge.
Liz, can you confirm taxes and?
Yes.
All right,
Yep.
perfect. And at this time, I'd like to present the project at 506 Highland. Do we have the owner here? All right, is it okay if I present and you can add?
Yep.
All right, so this is a lot that was built in 1878. It's an R1 zone residential. Basically, there is some work that has been ongoing on the house. As noted in Andrew's comments, the owner has come forward, wants to do what's right. This is going to be an RDA after the fact. It's for proposed 3 structures of a deck. We do have a markup. Liz, can you put that up there on the screen, or do any other commissioners have the markup? I have it as well. So this marker is within a vegetated wetland, within the 100 buffer. It's Levick sonic tubes. I believe it to be pre-disturbed land due to the septic that was approved in 2000. He's trying to make all corrections with the building commissioner, and if there's anything else you would like to add, feel free.
No, I think you're pretty much, we're going to say more than I was going to say.
We're going to open up to public comment as well, but at this time I'll open it up to commissioners. Does anyone have anything?
I took a look at this, I think it's fine, but where is the wetland line?
So with what was supplied to me, it was difficult, but I did sit with Andrew. What we were given, it's definitely within the 100, but we do have the approval from, I believe, the Board of Health for the deck that's already constructed with sonic tubes. So the wetland line, it looks like it's roughly around the 50-foot buffer. Again, I'm not, I'm volunteer position and I don't have the ability to, take a tape measure out there and measure, but it appears to be on that cusp.
I pulled it up on Mass Mapper, and that's not gonna be super on the ground accurate, but it looks like the 50 is right along the back edge, would be right along the back edge of the decks.
Like I said, pretty.
But probably,
50,
yeah.
Okay, and with this age, it's 25 anyway.
25,
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree with Gary, I think it's good.
Topography really
So,
lends
Yeah.
itself to that making sense.
I mean, he's looking to work with the commissioner and make sure that everything meets code compliance. We're trying to, he's trying to do the right thing. He also isn't opposed to any type of possible planning mitigation or possible markers going forward, so that way we don't have any of this, complication. We'll really have those markers set in proper placement. And do you have anything you'd like to add?
No,
And you're okay with the markers
Yeah,
and
that's fine.
planting mitigation if necessary? You can work with
I'm new
Liz.
to all the wetlands and everything else, so I'm kind of playing catch up and drinking from a fire hose. That's,
Right. I know this has been ongoing since April, so I know that, all right, so I guess I'm going to open it up to Liz. Do you have anything to add?
I've been out there, it's pretty steep, it looks like it goes down to a perennial stream down there, so if anything, we need some conservation markers along those edges.
How many would you like?
I'd say 4. And we can mark it up on a plan too.
Any planting mitigation that might help or Anything that you could see that might,
Yeah,
no?
I mean, you could always plant along that back edge there.
Talking back edge going out toward,
Yep,
so
towards where it drops off.
kind of drops off
Well,
everywhere.
yeah, when it swoops around the back, like,
All right, so you're talking far back?
Yeah.
Yeah, not to the side.
well, the side, you're not really gonna walk over there because it
Yeah,
really drops
yeah,
off.
yeah.
So you can plant some blueberry bushes.
All right, no, that's fine, yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah, I don't think we need mitigation planting.
No, I don't.
You're, because of the age of your house, your actual boundary is 25 feet off the wetland, and you are presumably 50 feet off the wetland.
Yeah,
So,
you don't have to.
but I think markers might be
Yeah.
good, but I wouldn't require any additional planting.
All right, so I guess this time I'd open it up to anyone on Zoom or in the public. Hearing none, I would like to go for a positive determination for a negative RDA after the fact, special conditions for the markers. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. On to 9 Water Street. In compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 294, Wetlands Protection, a public hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation on Wednesday, June 7, 2023, to consider the request for determination of applicability filed by Paula Morton, and I am the hearing officer. Do we have someone here to present this?
I'm online.
Okay. Liz, taxes,
Yep.
everything in
Yep.
order administratively? Okay. Would you like to explain what you are hoping to do, Ms. Morton?
Yes, we have 2 garage stalls that were built in, I think, 1916, and they've become rather unsafe, and we would like to demolish them. The issue is that they are obviously in the wetlands, and they are attached to a 3rd garage stall that belongs to our abutting neighbor, and I believe you have a letter from him stating that he approves of the destruction of our 2 stalls.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we have that. What are you going to do with the slab that is currently the floor of the garages?
As of right now, we were just going to leave it.
Okay. Liz, do you have comments?
No, I mean, I think we'd like to have the slab out, but
Yeah.
I understand if it's,
Yeah, I'm wondering about water flow over that slab.
yeah.
Would you consider having the slab removed?
Yes, yeah. It just wasn't included in the bid that we got from the contractor that was gonna do it, but I can have him add that.
Yeah, our concern is that, you know, in the event of any kind of flooding there, that's going to accelerate the movement of water there. You know, it's just gonna wash right over it. And
Yeah.
I don't know what the consequences might be of that, but it would be preferable if they could take the slab out.
Okay. Okay, I can have that adjusted.
Okay. And yes, we have the letter from the other homeowner.
Yes.
And any comments from commissioners? Any comments from the public? Zoom or? Okay, hearing none. I move that we vote to issue positive, is it positive, I don't have it in front of me, positive 2, negative
Yeah.
5?
Doesn't have it here, but that sounds right.
It's,
I think it's positive 5, negative 2.
positive 5, negative 2, thank you, okay. And with the additional condition that the slab also be removed.
Yeah, we'll make sure that's in the special permission.
Okay. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you very much. You're
Thank
good.
you.
Mhm. All right, now we are... 13 breakwater court. In compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 294, Wetlands Protection, a public hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation Commission on Wednesday, June 7, 2023, to consider the notice of intent filed by Stella and Alexander Gorodetsky, and the hearing officer is Commissioner O'Donnell.
I think you've got the wrong name.
Am I on the wrong one?
Susan O'Halloran.
O'Halloran.
Yeah, this is breakwater.
Oh, sorry, I was reading the wrong ad. Okay, O'Halloran, otherwise we are... to consider the request for determination of applicability for 13 Breakwater Court. And the commissioner is Mr. O'Donnell.
Thank you. Liz, taxes, fees, utilities are up to date.
Yes, sir.
A butter notification, I don't know if it's
Not
applicable.
needed on this one.
Not applicable. And I believe there is an active floodplain permit
Yep.
according to Andrew's notes.
Yes.
And Susan is here. So Susan, would you like to present what you want to do, or? All right, then I'll present. So basically, it's very simple. They want to install an 8x10 reed ferry shed. And the shed will be installed on a slab foundation, and the shed will also have flood vents installed. The property is in a land subject to coastal storm flowage, so therefore the need for the flood vents. They have met with Andrew and discussed the project. He's looked at the flood vents and is happy with the flood vents. The shed's going to be anchored. It's going to be on a slab. You're going to have anchors on three sides to keep it in place. I guess the one question I had when I looked at it, so in Andrew's notes, there's two types of slabs. Do you know what type slab you're going to have it placed on? So essentially, what Andrew was writing is that there is a 6-inch thick reinforced concrete slab, and then there's a 4-inch thick reinforced slab, and basically, I guess they call turn down sides. So the sides are 1 inch at the edges, so water can, so it's tapered up to 4 inches. But you don't know which one of those.
We're planning on going with the 4-inch.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm not sure that matters, in terms of our deliberation, as long as I think Andrew said, as long as it's one of those two forms of slab. So Andrew, was positive about the project. I did a site visit. I met Susan. We discussed it briefly. So I don't know if there's anyone in the audience or on Zoom, online, who has any comments. I don't know if any commissioners have any comments, thoughts? Pretty straightforward. The hole's already dug, so you're ready to go. Liz, any special conditions or anything?
No, just follow what Andrew says. If you're doing the 4-inch, make sure that they're tapered down.
Okay. So, considering that, I make a motion to vote to issue orders of condition, a +5 and a -2. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second Susan, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, done deal, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Next up is 2000 Ocean
Thank you.
Street. This is a continued hearing. We have been waiting, I think, for comments from Rod Procaccino, town engineer, and we have received those, and Bert is the hearing officer.
Yes. Good evening, sir. Your name and address?
Marshfield.
Okay, and the comments from town engineer just came in. Have you seen those? Okay, I think we should make this very short, then you can get with Liz, and she'll show you the comments, and you can prepare a drawing that meets those requirements, and bring it back to us next time.
All right.
That's my comments. The rest of the commission in agreement?
Yes.
And Liz? I
Yeah,
believe-
Peter, if you come see me tomorrow, I can go over with you what they gave me, and I can show you on the site plan. You can give me those so you can read them, and then you can come to me tomorrow, and we'll talk about it,
Okay.
and explain what he means.
Thank you.
So I think you'll be able to do that. We'll continue this until our June, what's our next hearing?
21st.
June 21st.
Is that acceptable?
Yeah, I'm going away the next day for a couple of weeks vacation.
Okay, but do you want to get that one, you want to get it in on the 21st? So
Yeah.
I think Liz will be able to help you with this and be able to
All right.
move it along.
And I went and saw the building commissioner
Yep.
about the, and he said, oh no, the parking has been all set,
Yeah.
'cause it's been,
Yeah, his comments on that is, I think you'll just have to have it marked.
yeah.
But if you see Liz and come into compliance with the town engineer's comments, I think it's more of a stone trenches, you'll be in good shape.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Make a motion to continue, we're gonna second?
Second.
Second, Joe, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
And now it's 1187 Ferry Street. In compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 294, Wetlands Protection, a public hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation Commission on Wednesday, June 7th, 2023, to consider the notice of intent filed by Stella and Alexander Gorodetsky. And the hearing officer is Vice Chair O'Donnell.
Yeah, just to confirm, abutters notified, taxes paid, and
Yes.
fees. Good evening, can you identify yourself and present, please?
Yes, my name is Alex Gorodetsky, and this is Stella Gorodetsky. I'm also an engineer on the project. My office is Fall River, Massachusetts. Here is a notice of intent for 1187 Ferry Street, and we applied for the special permit with the ZBA. We received the special permit. Now we are in the process of this project. The intent of this project, there is a short site description. It's 4,745 foot square feet area. Area is located in bordering vegetated wetlands buffer zone, fully within 100 feet of it. There is also other resource areas, is secondary riparian zone of the South River. It's fully located in this zone, and it's also land subject to coastal storm flood. Land subject to coastal storm flow. There is an existing cottage on site. Its footprint of the cottage with the dry area in various areas, about, let's say, over 1,000 square feet. Site is served by the preferred cesspools located in the immediate vicinity to the salt marsh, probably, I would like to guess maybe 15 to 20 feet from the salt marsh. They are in groundwater table, and they're very failing. Water supply is by the town. There's a gas and the power service. The cottage is obviously located in a floodplain, so every once in a while it gets flooded. The intent of the project is to raise existing cottage and construct a 3-bedroom single-family dwelling. The intent is to build something very close to what my abutters have on 1185 and 1181 Ferry Street, which will be a building on stilts with a tight tank for a 3,000 gallons tight tank for the on-site sewage disposal, and the driveway will be under the house. The driveway will be made out of it's a pervious driveway on a crushed, open gap cement concrete blocks on a crushed stone foundation, about 10 to 12 inches of crushed stone. As erosion controls, I'm proposing a combination of a filter sock with a siltation fence. There will be no work done the way the building is situated. There will be no permanent structures within 25-foot buffer zone. There will be 4 markers as required by your regulations: red, green, red, white, and green, white. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you. Liz, your comments?
Just make sure that they do special conditions, erosion control, and elevation certificate, but otherwise it looked like a good project.
Okay, and you were satisfied with the wetlands delineation?
Yeah.
And it's basically the wetlands line is also the property line.
More or less, yes.
Yeah, and then it's conservation land beyond it. So that's why you have the 2 different signs, but they could just both go on they're the same thing, so just go on the same marking. And is the tight tank already approved by the Board of Health?
Let's put it this way, I brought it to the Board of Health for preliminary review because I didn't know whether it should be 2 or 3-bedroom house. I received email today from Mr. Russell that it's a 3-bedroom house, and now I have to just proceed with he advised me to do a full filing. So he looked at, but no, I do not have final approval. I still have to go to the Board of Health hearing. There are quite a few variances that are required, but preliminary, he said it's okay. The plan that you have.
Yeah, I don't anticipate that would change anything for us, but you just have to come back and revise your as-built if that changes.
Right, but I don't think it's going to change. That's pretty much a Title V plan with addition for the notice of intent.
Understood. Comments from the rest of the commission? Comments from the public? Anybody either here in the room or on Zoom? I hear none. I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing and issue the conditions. I think the only special condition is the conservation markers, correct, Liz?
Yeah, and the erosion control and elevation certificate are standards.
And as you made your statement, nothing in that 25-foot area behind the house.
Correct. Well, the leaching, the cesspools will have to be removed.
They'll be
Pumped out and
removed.
backfilled, whatever.
But no structures
No,
back there.
no structures proposed, no.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I made a motion, I'm going to second.
Second.
Second, Craig, all in favor?
Aye.
And,
Thank you.
It's your first application in Marshfield, but very complete and accurate.
I've been doing it for a long time.
Thank you. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, next up is 11 Constellation Road. In compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 294, Wetlands Protection, a public hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation Commission on Wednesday, June 7, 2023, to consider the notice of intent filed by Allison McLennan, trustee. I am, oh, no, good hearing officer.
You know, I didn't realize it was.
I thought I was. Hang on. It's me.
Yeah.
It was me, yeah, so, okay. And I see Rick is here to present.
Yes, Rick Savant with Stenbeck and Taylor. Yes, so I'm working with the homeowner on this project. What she's hoping to do is replace an existing deck that's on the north side of the house, as shown as a deck to be replaced within the same footprint. But maybe more importantly is the new deck that she's hoping to build on the seawall side of the home. It's a 308 square foot deck that she's proposing to put on helical screws. Of course, the property is a direct waterfront property. It's in a VE 19 flood zone. It's within 100 feet of the coastal beach. Not the Barrier Beach somehow, but that end of the surf area is not in it. But on helical screws, I just did the floodplain permit today. So there isn't any comments from Andrew. I'm sure I haven't had a chance to look at it or anything yet, but I just completed that earlier today. So that'll be certainly something that we'll have to work with, that side of things, but I don't know if I got a chance to go out there and look at it, but it's a kind of, sandy, behind the seawall type of environment there. And she really, with the new seawall and the extra height and stuff that's there, is what's been expressed to me about she wants to get the deck there and kind of sit and enjoy that side of the house and maybe get a little peek over the wall here and there.
And you said it will be helical screws?
Helical screws, yes.
Okay. And then is she also going to replace what is existing there?
Yes, on the north side of the house against
Yeah.
Constellation Road, all of that is in not the greatest condition, but she wants to replace that in the same footprint, like kind of replacement, and add the new section at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, I went out and had a look at it, and it looks fairly straightforward, as long as it's up and left open clearly underneath, nothing,
Yeah.
impervious under there. Liz?
Yeah.
Oh, when I did administrative requirements, I assume are.
They are all
yeah,
correct,
okay.
they're all fine. We did notice that there was some beach grass. I would say that if there was any beach grass that was gonna be disturbed, because that's where the placing of the yellow pile is, maybe try to relocate it.
Yeah, I mentioned not so much the existing that was there. I was out there over the winter. I know the beach grass would still be there, but I didn't notice it. But
Yeah.
I talked to her about, potential that she might have to plant or do something, if there is any grass in the area of the deck, you'd like to see that moved and replanted in another part of the lot, or in the same area out there. Sure. I don't think that would be a problem at all. She was very open to whatever type of mitigation that was
Okay.
be required.
Yeah, I would say, what's disturbed, you just dig out and relocate.
Excellent.
Any other commissioner comments? Any public comment? Nope. Okay, in that event, I move to approve this with standard special conditions and erosion control. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Excellent. Thank you very much.
thank you. Okay, 365 Ocean Street.
Let me grab that.
In compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 294, Wetlands Protection, a public hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation Commission on Wednesday, June 7, 2023, to consider the notice of intent filed by Kevin Power regarding 365 Ocean Street, and hearing officer is Commissioner Ring.
And I believe that Rick is going to present this. So we'll give him a minute to get settled in.
Sorry about that.
And do that, I will confirm with Liz that administrative requirements have been addressed.
Yes, all complete.
I think it was a yes, I saw the
Yes,
head
they are
in the right
complete.
direction.
Yep.
Thank you.
Excellent. Here you go.
Hi.
So yes, 365 Ocean Street. I'm sure you're probably familiar with this property. It's a nice older home across from the seawall, the parking area against the seawall. Was a nice older home. It's in kind of tough shape these days, unfortunately. Mr. Powers is here. Mr. Powers here, forgive me. Purchased a home recently, been looking at it, just decided between renovations and replacement, and it looks like, unfortunately, the foundation and the supports under there, and just the amount of work required is just too much. So we're proposing to just demolish the existing home. We've worked with the Historical Commission and been through all that process. Demolishing the existing home, replacing it with a similar looking home. It's going to have some similar architectural features, like that octagonal deck or porch that's out front. Kind of a nice feature that's going to be replaced. We're here, of course, because the structure, the existing structure is located, a small portion of it's in the flood zone, and also within 100 feet of the coastal beach across the way. We are going to relocate the new house and move it back on the lot and to remove it from the flood zone. So the new structure will not be in the flood area, but it'll still be within 100 feet of the coastal beach. Because it's not in the flood area, we're just proposing a standard concrete foundation. It doesn't require any flood vents or any of that, requirements for the flood area. Just a standard concrete foundation with the new structure. Of course, we'll be going through zoning, and there has been a floodplain permit that I believe is complete on this one from Andrew. I've got comment, certainly in process with that part of it. Even though it's going to be out, we're tearing the house down that's in the flood zone, so we thought it would be best to file that. That's essentially what we're hoping to do, is just replace that nice old home with a new nice home in that spot, and maybe give it a little bit more flood protection by moving it back off the street too and out of the flood zone. So that's essentially what we're hoping to do.
So essentially what you're going to do is remove the house from most of the areas of conservation interest and replace it with a new structure.
That is correct. Again, it'll still be partially within 100 feet of the coastal beach, but it'll be further out than it is, but
It was a beautiful home, and it looks like it's
Yeah.
in really tough shape.
I know, it's sad.
I know Kevin struggled with that too, and yeah, certainly one of the original gems out there on
Yeah.
this trip for sure.
Are there any questions for commissioners? Any questions in the limited audience? Hearing none, seeing none, I want to check with Liz. I believe we're good from the looks of you. So with that, I would like to make a motion to issue orders of conditions and to close the hearing on this. Does it have a second?
Second.
Second is Susan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no one remaining, the motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing the new house when it's there.
You as well.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah, I'm
bad.
sure I know Kevin does. Yeah.
Okay, 34 Chowder March Street. In compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 294, Wetlands Protection, a public hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation Commission on Wednesday, June 7th, 2023, to consider the notice of intent filed by Paul Hansen. And the hearing officer is Commissioner O'Donnell.
Looks like you might as well stay there.
Yeah.
We're gonna charge you rent.
A little bit more.
Liz, taxes, fees, utilities,
Yes.
up to
Everything
date?
is all set.
Abutters notified?
Yep, we have a file number.
All right. And Rick,
Yes.
catch your breath and
Yes.
ready to present
Yeah.
this project?
Yeah, absolutely. Rick Savant with Rebecca Taylor. existing single-family home here off of Charter March. We have a BBW on the property, which is flagged by Pines Brook Consulting. The homeowner is hoping to put in a in-ground swimming pool in the backyard. It can't go in the front, or the septic's out front. Of course, who would want that pool in the front, but it's tight back there, as you can see. It does require some, retaining wall on the westerly side of it, just to hold the slope back there a little bit. It is in an existing lawn area. We have an existing shed there, which is going to remain. We meet the setback requirements as far as zoning wise to fit it in there, and then of course we're just clipping the 50-foot buffer. But yeah, erosion control, we've got it as far away as we can and maximize the property line setbacks, but that's what they're hoping to do there is get this pool and patio system in there behind the house. Yeah. So we do have an increase, of course, in the impervious coverage. All of the pool and patio area is certainly new. Impervious coverage, it's 1,535 square feet additional in there. Again, it's an existing disturbed area, a lawn area, I should say, but that's essentially what we're hoping to do. We just couldn't shoehorn it anywhere else on the property there.
Yeah. So, what is the patio gonna consist of?
A traditional stamped concrete patio is what I've seen in the plans. Yeah.
Okay. I went out to the site on Monday, and Paul Hansen, the owner, was there, and we walked the site together. And I guess he's looking at the ability to build a pool, and he was even talking about it may not get built, if everything goes until 2025 or something like that. And we were walking. That is a tight little, squeeze in there, and there's going to be a bunch of trees that have to come down, and it's going to be kind of cut into a hill as well, right?
Yes.
So could you talk a little bit about the retaining wall?
Yeah.
How long, how high?
Yeah, because of that slope, it's a 4-foot high wall. It's a 4-foot high wall. It's there to level off the backyard, and the retaining wall and fence would be required to hold back the grade. It's a 4-foot retaining wall that would be required there to level that area off and hold that slope back.
Okay.
In order to accommodate this to be even with the back of the house.
So, we were actually back there looking for any property markers. I couldn't find any property markers or anything like that. You get eyeballing it off of the bulkhead and where the deck is and where the shed is.
Right.
As you said, it's just a sliver of the pool and the patio falls within the 50-foot buffer. The bulk of the activity is beyond the 50-foot buffer, so that looks good. In terms of cutting it in, and I'm using the word cutting it in, you're using the word fill. So one of the questions Andrew raised was, are you going to have to bring in any fill for that work, or because there is a pretty good slope off to the wetlands?
Yeah, there is some proposed grading in around there.
But grading as opposed to bringing in fill?
There may be some required, they're going to be cutting out that hillside, so we're hoping it's going to be moved from one area to the other. Didn't anticipate trucking in any, loads of material, but what we're hoping is move it from one side of the site to the other.
All right. The only reason I brought that up because Andrew mentioned that if you're bringing in over 500 cubic yards of fill, which I don't think is going to be the case here, you need the planning board permit as well. So
permit, we can't do that. We'll have to make sure that that's not part of the project.
And with the trees coming down, and then the leveling of the land, there's going to have to be pretty extensive erosion control because there's a big drop off right on the other side of that shed. So
for sure, that's going to have to be put in and maintained properly throughout the project to make sure that there isn't any intrusion or any sediments into the resource area for sure. We have it shown. I know the commission would require it. It's part of the conditions anyway, but that's certainly going to be an important component to this one for sure.
Okay. Liz, I know you were out there as well.
Yeah.
Did you have any comments on the
It seemed
site?
like a lot of trees were gonna get cut to cut in over there.
Yeah,
I know Mike and I were concerned about the erosion control too, the silt fence. And possibly silt sock to them both, just to
Yeah,
just so nothing goes down that.
just a double barrier we
Yeah.
can do also, for sure.
Yeah, I would.
I-
And then, are there any is anything gonna go on top of that retaining wall as far as planting behind there?
We're open to that. Forgive me, this is one site that I did the plan that I haven't actually been out to. I'll be perfectly honest. I would have mentioned the trees if I had known that there was a lot of trees coming down there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, when I was looking for the property line, I also
Yeah.
said, well, it'd be interesting if the trees were flagged, so you could just see, you know, how many are coming down, and,
Sure, I think that's a good idea, and I do know about the delay, like, as Mr. Hanson said, it's something he's doing in the future. So
Yeah.
it would give us time to work
Yeah.
through some of this stuff.
because I also thought that neighbor in the back corner,
Yeah.
you know, if he saw all these trees coming down, he or she
Sure.
might raise a, you know, a question or two, because it is, I mean, it meets all the distance requirements, setback requirements, but it is shoehorned, as
Yeah.
you said, right into that back corner of the property, so. I think, you know, it'd be nice to see what trees come down. I don't know if any, you know, plantings on the slope, you know, might be desired, you know, once the landscaping is done to deal with any of the erosion, you know, concerns. But I think, you know, Andrew, basically, you know, it's gonna need a building permit, Board of Health approval. You know, his concern was, you know, whether fill had to be brought in. But I don't think that's the case, because I think you're gonna cut it and probably
Yeah.
move the existing dirt over, so. So I don't know, I mean, any comments, questions from Susan?
I just have one comment. The plans don't show where the pool equipment is gonna go, so I would just like to add maybe in the special conditions that they direct any pool backwash away from that wetland.
Absolutely. Maybe a dry well too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like, away from the wetland area, because that's kind of tight, not a lot of places for it to go there.
So the pool equipment and for any pump down, deal with both of those issues.
Yeah, or, yeah, for backwashing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if a dry well, I don't know what the soil conditions there, if that doesn't
Right.
work, maybe they'll have another plan to just direct it away on the other side of the house, away from the wetland.
Mm-hmm.
Having owned pools myself, you know,
Yeah.
that becomes an issue where it goes.
For sure. Yeah, I think,
Yeah, I have something?
Yes.
I'm a little confused about any talk about fill. It seems to me like it's all gonna be removable. You know,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
digging a pool, you're digging out for, behind the retaining wall. I guess the question is, where can you stockpile all that material? It's, you can put it in the front yard,
right, that's a,
or even what the access is to get back there, looking
Yeah.
at the slopes.
certainly tight, and to be able to get on the right side, and forgive me, if I said was saying fill, sounds like I was saying fill during, as I was presenting that. I didn't mean to bring that we were bringing in fill, but
Yeah.
if I did, I was mistaken. Certainly be cutting that slope out to level it off. And you're right, Bert, that there probably will be some material that might need to be stockpiled or even removed from the site as part of this. It's something else that needs to be addressed for this, for sure.
So does that become a special condition then, to how you're gonna deal with the?
I mean, I would like to see an updated plan
Yeah.
with some mitigation
Yep.
on that, some more, the silt sock is staked, but if we put,
So
fence as well.
Yeah.
And then Susan's concerned about the backwash, where the pool equipment is gonna be located and where that's gonna be discharged.
Mhm.
So I think we can continue it and talk to the homeowner about
Yeah.
plantings and how many trees are coming down.
Mhm. I agree, I think. it
Show
needs-
those on the plan.
Yep, show them on the plan, just quantify the material that's gonna be moved around on the site, trees, plantings.
and maybe ask them if they would consider a pervious patio.
Sure.
Yeah, pervious pavers.
Actually, what's this note, oh, crushed stone is what's there now.
It's existing,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, it's just existing.
There's one of those,
It's like a dog.
trampoline,
Yeah.
you know, gizmos with the netting on the side, and, yeah.
It's tight for sure. I think this is certainly one that would need a little bit of extra looking at, you know, to make it right.
Is there even room on the left side of the house to get equipment in, or would it have to come in?
I think it's 25 feet there between the house and the property line.
On the right, yeah.
Yeah, on the left side,
On the
yeah.
left though, which is where the drive is, right?
Yeah, would be
Yeah.
tiptoeing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right on the edge of that
I
slope.
think there's room to get,
There's room, but
you know,
On that other side,
where the
yeah.
pool's gonna be on that side, from my memory.
Small equipment.
Because it slopes off pretty quickly. on
Right,
the
because
other
they're
side.
gonna have to go over the leaching field to get in there.
Yeah, and then the retaining wall will be the last thing to go in.
Yeah.
You gotta
That's
work your
right.
way out.
Mm-hmm. I'm not positive about Mr. Hanson, but I know a lot of these, and I'm certainly gonna talk to him about this. We're going with the precast pools where a lot of them come in one piece. I've seen them crane them over the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just
Bring
drop
them
them
in
in.
and put them in, so it's,
Are they the fiberglass pools?
yeah, yeah. And I believe that's what he's considering doing. A lot of the homeowners are now, just because it's so quick, I guess, but they can fit them in there. I have no doubt they can get it in there, but I think being so tight and a lot going on in that little area should be looked at a little tighter on this one for sure.
So where does that leave us then?
Continuation.
Continue.
So-
Do you want the 21st, Rick?
Yeah, I think so. I can get right over here and get that information that we're looking for and speak to the homeowner for sure. I think so.
Okay. So I'm gonna make, so did you identify a date, continue?
June 21st.
June 21st, okay, sorry. So I'm gonna make a motion that we continue this hearing until June 21st. Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Rick. Okay. 14 Westbrook Street. In compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 294, Wetlands Protection, a public hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation Commission on Wednesday, June 7, 2023, to consider the notice of intent filed by Richard Inglis for 14 Westbrook Street, and the hearing officer is Commissioner Ring.
Yes. So, Liz, we are all set with administrative requirements?
Yes, and we did get an EP number, so we're all set on that as well.
Thank you. So this is removal of the shed. Do we have anybody here that's going to present on this?
On Zoom.
Good evening, Richard Inglis is online, the homeowner of 14 Westbrook.
Hi.
Good evening. Scope of work is to remove a dilapidated garage that is installed on grade. It's got a heavy lean towards the water, towards east, and I'm looking to remove it, grade the land existing, and lumen seed and have grassland installed in that location for the garage. Also within this was a chimney that is existing on the house. That is a cinder block chimney that is eroding and needs to come down for safety purposes. On that, it was a flue for a hot water tank, but now there's a direct vent there that does not require this cinder block chimney to be on the side of the house. Once those two demos are complete, I will look to install a back patio off the back door, no larger than what the square footage of the garage was that I am looking to remove.
Okay, that garage is in pretty tough shape, so
It is
That's a great
scary, and I have, it is scary. I have 3 kids, and I am petrified that someday it just wants to roll over. So,
It's looking like it, thank you. So I think the only thing I had when I looked at it is, the plan, I believe, is for a concrete patio. And would there be the room for possibly putting in a more pervious patio instead of just straight up concrete?
I could be open to that. I was looking for a concrete patio just for stability, picnic area, etc. I think when you say pervious, I just want to be clear, you're talking like a gravel type surface where it goes in?
Or
to the ground?
Pavers, with they make a pervious paver?
Yeah, and that's the one with like the grass, the holes in it, I
No,
believe,
they
right?
make newer designs that Liz can help, Liz or Mike can help you with that, but they make newer designs that do let water percolate through. And they look pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to explore it. My question would be is with the garage coming down, there's obviously that space isn't pervious today. So I wouldn't be changing any of the pervious square footages. Is that under consideration? Or is it just a request for pervious pavers?
I'd like
I've
to
had great
see it.
success with stamped concrete.
I'd
That's
like
why
to
I
see it, but
asked.
it's a wash. Your proposal takes down and puts in, and it essentially the same, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we encourage pervious pavers. just
Yeah,
for water
I'm
flow.
happy to explore it, Liz, with you. I would ask that where I have patio, maybe there's a small portion I can do concrete and then remaining pervious or something along those lines. I'm happy to explore that recommendation with you directly.
I can send you some videos of pervious pavers that work really well in flood areas.
Great, I would appreciate that.
So,
Any further discussion? Based on the net change not being anything substantive, I would like to encourage him to put in, but not mandate it. I think I see support
agree.
for that. So with that, I don't believe there's anybody else online to ask for questions, but I just want to check. There's no questions or comments here, so I would like to make a proposal to close the hearing and issue orders of conditions, standard orders of conditions. Do we have a second?
Second?
Second, I believe, was John?
Yep, sorry.
Thank you, John. All those in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no one left to vote otherwise, the motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, good luck. Good luck taking that shed down.
yeah.
Yeah, please drive by. It'll look great when it's done.
But not too fast.
Does he have to go to the historic commission?
Okay.
No, thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up, in compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 294, Wetlands Protection, a public hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation Commission on Wednesday, June 7th, 2023, to consider the notice of intent filed by Tara Bassignani, and the hearing officer is Commissioner Karen.
Liz, can I confirm, we have all the DEP number and the administrative requirements have been met?
Yes.
Areas have been notified? So we're good to go. Okay, so this is a notice of intent for the construction of a new detached garage with 3 flood vents, the relocation of an existing shed, and the extension of an existing paved driveway located in A03 flood zone. I see that they don't have their floodplain permit yet. Has that changed since Andy's notes?
It's in process.
It's in process.
It's one that's being commented on. It
Oh,
hasn't
okay.
been finalized. but
Okay, great.
It has been filed for sure.
So Ed, would you like to?
Yeah,
Rick?
Susan wrapped up pretty good. Yeah, these homeowners would like to put a detached garage behind the home. They're in an 803 flood zone, so it would require the flood venting as shown. Where they'd like to put the garage is an existing shed that's currently there. that's in good condition, that they'd like to relocate to the back right corner of the lot, move it over into a compliant space there with the property line setbacks. And yes, between the existing paved drive and the new garage, they were hoping to infill that area with pavement. At least that's the initial proposal. It is an additional 59 square feet of pavement that would be going in there. That's what these homeowners would like to do, is this new garage and then extend the existing pavement that's there into the new garage.
My concern right off the bat is that pervious, the large increase in pervious in an AO zone, which we, try to discourage. That being said, Liz, did you have any comments?
I just thought it was going to be a lot of pavement as well, and the thickness of the pavement in one section. We were worried about runoff to the neighbor. So I don't know if there's any way to address that.
It looks like they already probably had there's a storm drain in the driveway at the end, to the left of the property, right where it is. So they probably already had some issues. Do we have commissioner comments on this side?
I had a question. So the garage is going to have 3 flood vents installed. Now the shed is being moved. Does the shed have to meet any
I don't believe so.
storm flowage?
Not for the shed. No, I don't believe so. It certainly will come up in the floodplain. I haven't.
I believe the current practice has been flood vents and anchored if it's in a flood zone.
Yeah, I'm open to that.
Because that was a previous hearing that we had, that they were building a shed.
They put vents, and that may be something that Andy's going to require.
Is it going to be on a slab, or is it going to be?
No, I don't believe so. They just I believe it's just sitting on blocks that's out there.
I guess that's come up, because we've done I've had a couple sheds lately in the flood zone, and there are requirements that have to be met for the shed.
So he'll
anchored,
be still needing a building permit anyway to go through all of this.
For sure.
Right, so that would be something that we would need to see that detail on an as-built final plan. Unless we want to condition something like that, or wait and let the building do that. I think we just wait and let the building decide that. So anybody else have any concerns about the increase in pervious? And I had 2 thoughts about that. They could, I don't know if they would consider extending the pervious pavers, what they already have, so it'd be 2 different surfaces, or a permeable surface, or failing that, potentially some mitigation with plantings. So those are ideas I'd like to throw out and have people think about what they would like to see.
This is a big increase.
It's a large increase, and you can see they've already got this, they must get storm flowage because of the way the driveway is sloped with a drain at the end of it. So if we decided to require mitigation as opposed to a permeable increase in the driveway, where would we put it, how it would be most effective is what I would, there doesn't seem to be a lot of space on the left where the driveway slopes down. It's very tiny, but perhaps where the new garage is, there could be something there, some sort of planting plan for that.
That's certainly something I'm more than happy to discuss with our clients on this one for sure. And if it requires a continuation to do that, I mean, I think that's what it would take. Obviously, I don't believe there's anybody online for it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say give them their options.
Yeah,
Right,
for
that's
sure.
right.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we just do need to address that, particularly with the AO zone.
Yep.
And I think either one would, just come back to us with some either or both. Or,
Yeah, I agree.
So,
What's more important, keep your lawn area, or, have it solid paving?
Right, I agree. I'll certainly run these options by him, and I think we need, being in the AO zone,
tightly packed in there, those houses.
Yeah, for sure. I think that we can work something out with that, for sure.
All right. That sounds good. Is there anyone on Zoom? There's no one in the audience that is here that would like to make a comment? Here's not. So with that, I'll make a motion that we continue to, when would you like to continue to
I'd like to go with, what was it, 26?
This one first.
Yeah, I would,
All right,
please.
so I'll make a motion, may I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks a lot.
Excellent, thank you very much.
You're the only engineer left in town?
I feel like that.
Either that or he's the best, right?
Yeah, right, well,
We'll go with the best.
we'll go with that, yeah.
I appreciate that. I got continued twice today.
Okay, I'm gonna read the continuations
You'll
now.
have a great time with that.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you very much.
274 Foster Ave, SE 422958. I move that we vote to continue to the June 21st, 2023 public meeting. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 146 Dakota Street, SE 423024. I move that we vote to continue this to 6/21. Are we getting any closer on this one, or,
Why not go out a month?
Go out a month.
It's been every 2 weeks for
yeah, for quite
quite a
some
while.
time.
I'm not averse to bringing them forward, but
Yeah, so going
Liz,
out
do
of
you have any
Good.
idea why
Thank
these
you.
are pushing out? Are they working
I
on
think that the
anything?
146 is waiting for the Board of Health. The 60 Foster, I haven't heard, and
That Medlin's one's that yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're working with Andrew. I've met with Andrew already, and I'm trying to coordinate with the architect and the builder to meet with Andrew, is what he's requesting. It's all about the substantial with this addition. They've shaved it down, you know, that's what they're dealing with. And I'm trying to express to them what they need to do, and Andrew just wants them to come in and meet with them so we can make it right, you know,
So-
so that's been the.
Do you think if we went out to July 19th, would you rather try for July 5th, or?
I think the 19th is fine. I mean, I know the homeowner is eager for this garage, but he's starting to understand, you know, what things we have to deal with to get this in. And I think we're close.
okay.
I think they're looking at appraisals on the structure, and I think we're gonna get there. It's just taking a little bit longer than I had hoped. So that's the update on that. It is ongoing. I met with Andrew, I think, a week before the holiday, and we're still waiting for them to go in and meet with them, but hopefully they've coordinated that. I'll reach out with them tomorrow and let them know they gotta get moving on this thing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So, the 19th.
I move that we continue SE 423024 to July 19th. May I have a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
SE 423015, 60 Foster Ave. This is another one that is just kicking along. I don't think we have anything new on this, do we, Liz?
No, that's what you were just speaking.
Yeah,
about,
that was
60.
Oh, that's what he was just speaking about. Okay, so we're going to 719, okay,
July
I'm sorry.
19th, yep.
Yeah. And lastly, SE 422958, 274 Foster Ave.
I haven't heard anything on that.
Nothing on that, okay, that's been around a long time, but I'm gonna put that out a month too. I move that we continue to July 19th. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Requests for certificate of compliance. SE 422908, 257 Oak Street. I move that we vote to issue a certificate of compliance and to waive the as-built. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
SE 422864, 74 Blue Heron Way. Concom markers in place,
Yeah,
okay.
There is
I-
an as-built on that, so you don't need to leave it.
Okay. I move that we vote to issue a certificate of compliance and to waive the as-built. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 71 Constellation Road, we still haven't got this HVAC unit moved. I move that we vote to table to, do you know anything about where this is, Liz, or?
Nope.
No. Let's table this to July 19th. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And SE 422773, again, this has been going on for a long time. Let's move that to July 19th. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that completes our business. I move to close the Marshfield Conservation Commission meeting of June 7th, 2023. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned.